He arrived at the party silently, but his single accusation caused the entire room to fall silent. The rain had been falling all night, a steady hiss against the kitchen window, turning the streets outside into dark rivers of reflected neon. Michael Carter sat at the kitchen table, his laptop closed in front of him, a half-drunk cup of black coffee going cold. It was 5:43 a.m., the kind of hour when the world felt quiet enough to be honest. Normally, Michael liked mornings like this. No phone calls, no traffic, just the hum of the refrigerator and the sound of water tracing lazy paths down the glass. But lately, his mornings had felt different. Heavy. Like the silence wasn't peaceful anymore, but waiting to say something. He kept telling himself it was stress. Work had been rough. Too many projects, not enough hands. His wife, Lauren, had been busier than usual too. She'd started volunteering more at the local arts center, sometimes staying late to help set up exhibits. And he wanted to believe her. God, he wanted to. But something had been off for weeks now. It was in the way she avoided his eyes when she came home, in the way her phone never left her side anymore, in the little laughs she gave at text messages she wouldn't explain. He'd ask, "What's so funny?" And she'd say, "Oh, just something from Jenna," before tucking the phone back into her purse like it was a secret she had to protect. He wasn't a paranoid man. If anything, Michael was the kind of person who gave people the benefit of the doubt for far too long. But he had learned, from life, from family, that when something feels wrong for long enough, you can't just ignore it. That morning, as Lauren's footsteps padded softly down the stairs, Michael glanced toward the hallway. She was in her running gear, black leggings, gray hoodie, earbuds hanging from her neck. "Morning," she said, grabbing a bottle of water from the fridge. "Morning," he replied, forcing a small smile. "Heading out early?" "Yeah, meeting up with the group at the park. We're doing the long loop today." She kissed his cheek, her lips cool from the air outside. "See you in a couple hours." He watched her go, her sneakers squeaking faintly on the tile, the front door clicking shut behind her. It would have been easy to let it go, to keep sipping his coffee, maybe read the news, pretend everything was fine. But something, that quiet, persistent whisper in the back of his mind, told him today wasn't a day for pretending. Lauren's laptop was on the counter, closed but not locked. She always took it upstairs at night, but last night she'd left it there after answering a quick email. He hesitated, his hand hovering over the lid. "Don't." But he did. The screen lit up, her desktop filling the display. He wasn't looking for anything. Not really. Just checking. He opened the browser. No incriminating tabs. He clicked the Messages app. And there it was. A chat window, still open from last night. The name at the top wasn't Jenna. It was Tyler M. Michael didn't recognize it. He scrolled up a few lines, his heartbeat picking up as his eyes moved over the words. Tyler M. "Last night was amazing. Still thinking about it." "Lauren, stop. I'm smiling like an idiot right now." Tyler M. "You deserve to smile like that. Can't wait for next time." Lauren. "Me neither. I needed that so badly." Michael's hand tightened around the edge of the counter. His vision tunneled. He wanted to stop reading. He didn't. He scrolled higher, each line carving another crack into the floor of his stomach. Inside jokes, compliments, mentions of our spot, references to things she'd told him she was doing alone or with friends. But now, here, they were their things. It wasn't explicit. Not yet. But it didn't need to be. The intimacy was there, thick enough to taste. Then he saw it. A date. A time. Yesterday afternoon. Yesterday, when she'd said she was helping Jenna with a gallery setup. Tyler M. You looked stunning yesterday. I can't believe we got away with it. Lauren. Same. I was so nervous someone would notice. But being with you, worth it. Michael felt his jaw clench, his teeth grinding together. He scrolled further, his hands cold and steady now, like he'd crossed some invisible line. Screenshots. That was his first thought. His phone was in his pocket. He pulled it out and started taking them, one by one, making sure to capture dates, times, the context of every message. His breathing slowed. The shock was still there, a sharp edge in his chest, but beneath it something else was forming. Something colder. When the last screenshot was saved, he closed the laptop exactly the way he'd found it. He didn't call her, didn't text her. Instead, he opened his own laptop and started a new document. At the top, he typed, Evidence Log. Lauren Carter. The list began with Tyler M. Messages. Screenshots. 5:58 a.m. to 6:04 a.m. He added the date, the source, a short description. Then he created a folder and dropped the images inside. This wasn't going to be a screaming match. Not yet. This was going to be methodical. Michael had learned a long time ago, in business, in life, that you don't walk into a confrontation without leverage. And right now, leverage meant proof. He checked the clock. 6:17 a.m. If she really was running, she'd be gone another 45 minutes at least. Enough time to get more. He opened her email. Michael clicked open her email. His fingers moved with a precision that didn't match the hurricane of thought inside him. The inbox was tidy, color-coded folders for work, gallery, personal. The kind of order Lauren loved, or needed, to feel in control. He typed Tyler into the search bar. 6 results. 2 were calendar invites from the Arts Center, CCing multiple people. Harmless. The other 4 were private. The earliest one was from 3 weeks ago. Subject, RE, sketches for the mural. Tyler M. Sending you the new concept. Think you'll like this one? Maybe we can go over it together? Dinner's on me. And her reply, Lauren. Looks amazing. And dinner sounds perfect. Dinner. No, with the group. No, after the meeting. Just dinner. Perfect. Michael forwarded the thread to himself, making sure to delete the sent item from her account and the trash folder. Next email. Tyler M. Thanks for last night. I don't think I've laughed that much in years. No details, no context. But Michael didn't need them. The timestamp matched one of the late nights at the gallery. By the time he'd archived every relevant email into his own secure folder, the coffee in his mug had gone ice cold. He wasn't done. Lauren had a habit, one he'd teased her about for years, of leaving her keys, wallet, and phone all in the same spot the moment she got home. But lately, the phone never left her pocket, unless she was in the shower. That's when he remembered. Her smartwatch. It was on the charging stand by the fridge, silent and innocent-looking. Michael picked it up, tapped the screen. No passcode. She never bothered. Why would she? It was just for fitness. He navigated to the Messages app. The chat history was shorter here, only the last few days, but it synced just enough to show notifications. One caught his eye. Tyler M., Friday, 9:12 p.m. Still thinking about your hair on my arm? Michael's stomach turned. He took a picture of the screen. Then another thought hit him. The watch tracked GPS during runs. He opened the activity log. Thursday night. Evening run, 7.2 miles. But the map showed a route that didn't touch the park. Instead, it looped across town, stopping for almost 40 minutes in a quiet residential neighborhood. He zoomed in. A street name. He took another photo. He sat back, the watch still in his hand. The old Michael, the one from yesterday, would have confronted her already, demanded answers, shouted until she admitted something. But Michael, this Michael was done playing fair. Every lie she'd told was now an opportunity. Every slip, every habit, every tech device was a door waiting to be opened. He made a list. Cross-reference the GPS route with public property records. Find out who lives there. Search Tyler M. on social media. Check shared bank account for unusual charges. Talk to Jenna, casually, to test if she's covering for Lauren. Secure a hidden recording device for the house. This wasn't paranoia anymore. This was reconnaissance. At 6:58 a.m., he heard the front door open. Rain-wet sneakers on the mat. Lauren's voice, light and cheerful, calling, "Back!" Michael slid the watch back onto the charger, closed his laptop, and picked up the coffee mug like he'd been there the whole time. "How was the run?" he asked, his tone flat enough to hide everything. "Good," she said, pulling off her hoodie, cheeks flushed from the cold. "Long loop. I'm dead." She laughed. He smiled faintly. "Bet you are." The rest of the day was an exercise in control. At work, Michael kept his face neutral, but between calls, he was digging. Step 1. Public records. A quick search of the address from the GPS map brought up a name, Tyler Mason, single, owner of a 2-story colonial with a detached garage, no spouse listed, no kids. Step 2. Social media. Tyler's profile was mostly public. Pictures of art installations, gallery openings, and one from 3 weeks ago, a blurry shot of a wine glass on a table. Across from it, just visible in the corner of the frame, was a woman's hand, Lauren's nail color, the same deep red she'd been wearing that week. Michael saved it. Step 3. Bank account. Their shared account showed two $82 charges at a downtown restaurant he'd never been to, both on nights she'd been at the gallery. That night, he tested the waters with Jenna. Called her, just to see how she was. "Oh, yeah," Jenna said, when he mentioned Lauren's volunteer work. "She's been great for the gallery. Tyler really appreciates her." Michael's grip on the phone tightened. "Tyler?" "Yeah, the muralist. You've probably met him. He's there all the time lately." He kept his tone casual. "Can't say I have. Guess I'll have to stop by." By midnight, Michael had a plan. Not the final one. Not yet. But the start of something precise. What Michael uncovered next didn't just confirm his worst fears. It gave him the perfect weapon. You won't want to miss how he sets the stage. Michael didn't sleep much after that night. Not because of guilt or even heartbreak. Those had burned out, leaving only a slow, smoldering clarity. His mind was a chessboard now. Every move had to be planned 3 steps ahead. The first thing he did in the morning was change his routine. Subtly. If Lauren noticed, she didn't comment. But Michael wasn't making changes for her benefit. He started leaving for work 15 minutes earlier than usual, taking a different route. He also forgot his phone at home once or twice. Those slips weren't accidents. They were bait. He knew Lauren had become comfortable in her deception. Comfort makes people sloppy. That morning, while she thought he was gone, Michael was parked in his neighbor's driveway, 2 houses down, sunglasses on, coffee in hand. Through the thin slats of the blinds, he saw her moving around the kitchen. No phone in sight. She kept it on her most of the time now. But she was jittery, glancing toward the front window twice. Waiting for someone? He didn't have to wait long. At 8:37 a.m., a silver Toyota Camry rolled up. The driver? Tyler. Michael felt a muscle in his jaw flex, but he forced his breathing steady. He didn't storm in. Not yet. Instead, he snapped a series of photos from the neighbor's driveway. clear enough to identify Tyler's face, the license plate, and Lauren stepping onto the porch to greet him, too close for a just friends hug. When they went inside, Michael didn't follow. He drove off, pulling into a side street where he could still see the Camry from a distance. 15 minutes later, Tyler left. Short visit. Suspiciously short if you didn't know about lunch breaks at construction sites. Michael jotted it down. 8:37 arrival, 8:52 departure. Every detail mattered. Patterns mattered. In his old job, he used to track anomalies in financial audits. This was no different. The next step, electronics. Lauren's phone was locked with Face ID, but her laptop, that was his window. She barely used it for work, mostly for streaming shows in bed, but she left it open, lid half closed. That night, when she went to shower, Michael slipped into the bedroom, sat on the floor, and opened it. Password protected. No problem. He had installed a key logger on it 3 weeks earlier. A quiet precaution he'd taken when her girls' night started happening twice a week. The keystroke file revealed her password in seconds. Once inside, he mirrored her email inbox to a hidden folder on his own secure drive. No smoking gun yet, but plenty of deleted messages in the trash folder. Mostly mundane, but one caught his eye. Subject, last time was close. From Tyler.m.Michael, didn't click it open yet. That was for later. Evidence should be collected systematically, not in a rage-fueled scramble. Surveillance, step 2. Leverage the inner circle. Lauren's best friend, Camille, was a chronic oversharer on Instagram. Through her stories, Michael pieced together a timeline. Lauren had been at girls' nights exactly when Tyler had late shifts. The correlation was almost laughable. So Michael set a little trap. He called Camille, pretending he wanted to surprise Lauren with a weekend getaway. "I just want to make sure she's free Friday night," he said casually. Camille laughed. "Oh, she'll be at Maggie's with us. Girls' night, like always." Michael smiled to himself. Perfect. Friday night, Michael wasn't on a romantic trip. He was sitting in his car across from Maggie's townhouse, camera in hand. At 8:14 p.m., Lauren arrived, alone. But 20 minutes later, she slipped back out the front door and into Tyler's Camry, parked 2 blocks away. Michael followed at a safe distance, no headlights until necessary. They drove to a hotel on the edge of town, not the seedy kind, but the discreet kind, the kind with privacy hedges and side entrances. He didn't need to see them walk in together. The time-stamped video from his dash cam, the room number they went into, and the 2-hour gap before they emerged, that would speak for itself. He was building an airtight case, but this wasn't just about catching them. It was about control. Michael wanted them to feel the walls closing in before they even realized he was the one moving them. So he started leaving little signs. A familiar cologne bottle moved to the center of the dresser. A single red tie, one Tyler had left in Lauren's car months ago, neatly folded on her pillow. Nothing was said. No accusations. Lauren began to get restless. Her smiles felt forced, her small talk clipped. Tyler stopped parking in front of the house and began picking her up 2 blocks away. Good. Let them squirm. By the end of the second week, Michael had video footage of Lauren and Tyler entering and leaving a hotel. Photos of them together at the house during work hours. Screenshots of flirty texts retrieved from her synced iCloud messages. Testimony from Camille, recorded during a casual chat, confirming Lauren's alibi pattern. And yet, he didn't confront her. Because confrontation ends the game. And Michael? Michael was just getting started. They thought they'd been careful. They thought no one could touch them. But Michael had a plan that would burn their little secret into a memory they'd never erase. And he wasn't going to just expose them. He was going to make them regret every single step. Michael woke up with an unsettling calm that morning. Not the calm of peace, but the calm before a storm. The kind you only see on the ocean, right before a hurricane tears through. The final pieces of his plan were in place. Today wasn't about confronting Lauren in some quiet corner where excuses could live. Today was about truth being dragged out under blinding lights for everyone to see. He dressed in his sharpest charcoal suit, the one she had bought him years ago for a company gala. He didn't wear it often, but when he did, it sent a message. I'm here for business. A navy tie, polished shoes, and the silver watch his father left him. He looked at himself in the mirror, adjusted the knot, and for the first time in weeks, he smiled. On the kitchen counter lay the black leather folder. Inside, screenshots, photos, time-stamped receipts, GPS logs, and a handful of video clips that left no room for doubt. He had packaged them like a prosecution case file. Because today, Lauren and Tyler weren't just cheating lovers. They were defendants, and Michael was the judge, jury, and executioner. The event was Tyler's big networking mixer, one of those sleek, overpriced wine and finger food gatherings designed to show off success. Lauren had insisted Michael attend weeks ago, claiming it was important for his career to meet Tyler's connections. Back then, Michael had smiled and nodded, knowing damn well it would be the perfect stage. The venue was a rooftop lounge downtown, all glass walls and warm amber lighting. As Michael stepped out of the elevator, the chatter of expensive laughter hit him. Men in tailored suits, women in cocktail dresses, champagne flutes catching the skyline reflections. And there, near the center of the crowd, laughing with her hand on Tyler's arm, was Lauren. She didn't see him at first. Tyler did. And for the briefest second, Michael caught it. A flicker of panic in Tyler's eyes before the fake smile returned. Lauren turned, her face lighting up in that well-practiced way she used to have for Michael. But tonight, she overplayed it. He could see the strain in her cheeks. "Michael, you made it," she said, voice a little too high, like someone who had just been caught texting under the table. "Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world," he said smoothly, his tone warm but sharp-edged for anyone really listening. The introductions began. Tyler's colleagues, a few board members, even a local journalist. Michael was polite, charming even. He poured himself a glass of champagne, listened to small talk, asked about business deals. And all the while, he noted how Lauren and Tyler kept glancing at each other, their eyes silently screaming, "Does he know?" After 20 minutes, Michael tapped his glass with a spoon. The room turned toward him. He let the moment breathe, scanning the crowd like a man about to deliver a toast. "I just wanted to say," he began, "how grateful I am to be here tonight. Tyler, thank you for inviting me. And Lauren?" He paused, eyes locking on hers. "Thank you for being such a constant in my life." Lauren's smile faltered. Tyler shifted in his stance. "You know," Michael continued, walking slowly toward the center, "in this city, loyalty is rare. Trust is rare. But what's even rarer," he reached into the black folder, "is honesty." He pulled out the first page, a printed screenshot of a text exchange. "This is from 3 weeks ago, the night Lauren said she was at her sister's. She wasn't. She was at the Mayfair Hotel, room 804, with Tyler." The crowd tensed. A few people gasped softly. Lauren's mouth opened, but Michael held up a hand. "Oh, it gets better," he said, flipping to a series of candid photographs. Lauren and Tyler entering the hotel, later leaving in the morning. This was taken by a private investigator, worth every damn penny. Lauren's face was crimson now. Tyler's jaw was tight, his hands in his pockets. But, Michael went on, texts and photos can be misinterpreted, right? Maybe they were just talking all night. He smiled coldly. That's why I brought video. He pulled a small tablet from the folder, tapped the screen, and held it up. On it played a muted clip of Lauren in a hotel hallway, kissing Tyler like no one else existed. People craned their necks to see. A wave of whispers swept through the lounge. Now, Michael said, setting the tablet on a nearby table for everyone to watch on loop, I could have kept this private. But see, when people try to humiliate you in the shadows, you don't fight them in the shadows. You bring them into the light. Lauren's eyes glistened, not with regret, but with sheer panic. Michael, please! No, he cut in, voice steel. You don't get to please your way out of this. You had your fun. You thought I was too blind, too trusting, too boring to notice. Well, I noticed. And tonight, so does everyone else. He turned to Tyler. You like networking, Tyler? Here's a tip. Don't screw your client's wife. It's bad for business. The room was silent except for the hum of the city outside. Michael set the folder down on the bar. In here, he said, is every piece of evidence anyone could ever need. I've already sent digital copies to a few mutual acquaintances and to the HR department at Tyler's firm, just in case. He straightened his jacket. Now, I'll let you two network. With that, Michael walked to the elevator, never looking back. The crowd parted for him like the Red Sea, eyes wide, champagne glasses frozen mid-air. Behind him, the whispers erupted into a storm. As the elevator doors closed, he caught one last glimpse. Lauren's shoulders slumped, Tyler rubbing his temples, and a dozen people staring at them like they were the evening's entertainment. For the first time in months, Michael felt weightless. The storm had passed, but he'd made damn sure it left wreckage in its wake.